I want you to stare directly into the camera.
Yeah.
While I sit behind you, like Russ Cole.
Wow. I don't know if we're doing that.
Ask me for a 6-pack of beers.
This town looks like the memory of a town. And the memory is fading.
This looks like somebody's memory of a town, but the memory's fading.
Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? Did you write your questions down?
I have them on my phone.
Oh, you do?
I have my picture. I have my questions on my phone. I'm not being rude by staring at my phone.
Hello, Emily. Hello, Sharon. Hello, Carol.
I didn't do my hair before this.
Do you need to do your hair? Do you need a quick hair check?
I need a hair guy, I think.
We need makeup. Carol, could you come and be the hair and makeup and wardrobe? Cheers out there. Oh, Claudia's on here. Hello, Claudia. Alice. I will give people a few minutes to get on. Graham just made me and himself and his lady friend bison steaks. Girlfriend?
Girlfriend.
Girlfriend?
Yeah.
That's safe?
Yeah. I'd hope so.
See, to me, the term, I don't like labels. The term,
Okay.
the term girlfriend and boyfriend seems so juvenile. Like, oh, you're my girlfriend. Hee hee hee. Like something you say on the 5th grade playground. Doesn't that sound stupid? Like, oh, my boyfriend, my girlfriend. Wee!
What would you rather say then?
I don't know. That's why I say lady
This is
friend.
my person? Like, what do you say?
My person, my partner, my...
Partner's a good one.
Good morning. Hello, Rhonda. Good morning.
I've said partner before.
We had elk. Ooh, Alice had elk burgers. That's one thing that Dad... Alice, we went to Montana and Wyoming, and Dad really wanted to try some elk. We didn't get elk. Are we toasted? Are we toasted?
Are we toasted? Who's toasted?
Our buns are toasted.
The steaks? The parsley was toasted.
Graham had a snafu. He was cooking steaks in a pan, and he went to put parsley on it, and normally those things have little covers on it where they come through the holes. No holes. A whole pound of parsley. I didn't have parsley. Mine was good.
I feel like both of them lied to me. It was actually horrible.
Mine was good. I don't know what you guys got before. Like, we had bison burgers, but the label said Delmonico.
Bison steak.
Bison steak.
Big difference.
Sorry. It said Delmonico?
Delmonico.
We don't know what Delmonico means, but apparently they've had that before and it was no good.
It was very, very tough.
We had bison burgers in Montana.
Whoa.
Can you guys hear us good? I don't know where we're at as far as volume, since we're kind of... I need to turn this a little bit.
When you stream, do you stream on the iPad?
No, because if that's the only reason I bought an iPad, so I would have a bigger screen, so when I had guests on an iPad, you cannot have guests join. You can only do that on your phone for some reason.
Even on Facebook Live?
Yeah. So the whole reason I bought the iPad went for naught. Volume is good. All right, so for the, we're doing this for posterity purposes. I started to do this with my dad, which Graham interviewed Dad once.
I did.
We did probably 6 interviews, I think, with Dad. My idea was to get Dad from the time he was born until his age at the time, and we got through about 18, I think, in 6 hours.
It's pretty good.
So this is for posterity purposes.
Posterity purposes. Are we ready? Or are we waiting more?
I think we're good.
We're ready?
I would like to, we were going to do this when we got back, but we didn't have time. How was your trip to France?
Overall is a big question.
How was your trip to France?
It was good. It was really good.
Are you glad you went?
Yes, I am glad.
Would you stay in Paris if you could?
Yes, I would definitely stay in Paris. Paris is, I mean, I've been to a couple major cities, I think, in my lifetime.
Yes.
Been through them at least. Paris was by far the most beautiful city and the most enjoyable city to be around and be within. Especially with the, they have a lot more integration with nature, so they have a lot of plants, and plants are part of the buildings, and it's part of the city planning, and so many things are within like a half a mile of walking. You can go to the grocery store, you can go to the gym, you can go to a coffee shop, all those things. So I think it was beautiful.
There's no driving, it's either walking or trains or...
I mean, you can drive, they have roads, obviously. Some of them lead to Rome, right? Is that the same?
All roads lead to Rome.
Right, but the ones in Paris definitely do.
Yes. Are you saving the videos to elsewhere? Yes. Bev, what I'm doing is I went back. Bonjour, Anne.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Yes, I went back and I grabbed all the videos that we did with Dad, and we're in the process of uploading them to our WRGH YouTube page. Anything I do going forward, I will have to download and then upload to YouTube. So yes, we are doing this, putting it on YouTube for this exact reason. So at some point in time, if we're still around 40 years from now, and Graham and Rory want to go back and see this, or grandkids possibly, if that were, we may not even be here in 40 years. We may be crispy critters.
Pretty soon we might be.
It's been 115 degrees in all across the country.
Oh, I thought you were talking about war.
No, I meant the global.
Okay.
I meant
Yeah, global
climate
warming.
change.
Yeah, climate change. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
All
real
right.
scary. Okay.
It is 8:08.
08.
We're gonna go for about an hour and see how this goes.
About an hour.
It could be less. We're not going any more than an hour. If it goes
No
more than
more
an
than an
hour,
hour.
there'll be volume 2.
I need early bedtime tonight.
Graham has a big date tomorrow.
I got a big day tomorrow.
Big date with another woman.
My tattoo artist. Not another woman.
Ren, he's got a date with another woman.
It's Ren!
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Okay. First question. I got some preliminaries here.
I want to hear what your first question is, and then go ahead.
How old are you? I don't think I know, actually. You just turned what?
I'm 51. I was born in 1974.
51. Okay. 51. What do you do for work, hobbies, etc.?
Oh my God.
Extracurricular activities?
I guess for posterity purposes, these are good questions because people that know me know what I do. But
Yeah.
50 years from now, people will be like, oh,
It's a time capsule.
It is.
You know?
I work for Farmers Insurance as a auto claims adjuster. If cars get damaged, I look at the cars and write an estimate and pay them the damages and take care of them. What are my hobbies? Well, right now I have 4 jobs. I have my real job. I officiate youth baseball games, softball games, volleyball games, sometimes basketball games. I run WRGH Studio, which you put together. And I do the streaming for fun, concerts, a lot of traveling. Up until COVID, I did do a lot of reading. I haven't done much of that in the last couple of years. Yeah, that's about it.
Very nice.
Hello, Liz. Oh boy, I have a feeling these are going to be rando questions. Don't. If it's a certain, if there are certain questions, I may or may not answer their questions.
I'm going through the list right now.
Okay.
How was your childhood?
That's a pretty broad question. How was your
Favorite
childhood?
favorite childhood memory?
Oh my God. Good God. Hello, Kathleen. How was your childhood? That's a pretty broad question. I could talk for a long time.
You talk a lot just about one of your parents.
Okay, I'll just, since you brought it up, I'll just get the facts out there.
Get the facts.
Wow. How was your childhood? How was your childhood? Tell us about.
I was working from the ground up. You asked Granddad that. I did film study. You asked him that. That's a fair question.
I asked him how his childhood was?
Yes. Because you started from like being a baby to like where he was.
It feels like I didn't ask him much. I just asked him to like give me some details on when you were born and stuff, and he would just go off for an hour. I was born in 1974. I was born in Springfield Hospital in Springfield, Illinois. We lived in Springfield at that time. Robert Lee Hilligoss was my dad. Madonna Sue Barr Hilligoss was my mom. Brother Sean was 3 at the time. He was born in 1971, and Kevin was born in 1965, so I had a 3-year-old and a 9-year-old brother. Dad, I was told this a couple years ago. Dad used to run a basketball camp in the summertime called Sweet 16 basketball camps. It was him and Curtis and Murph and a bunch of the other guys that he had coached before. They were in Jacksonville, Illinois, which is about an hour west of Springfield. And this camp was going on all week. And on the day I was supposed to be born, I think I was born on the day I was supposed to be born, Curtis said to Dad, "Hey Bob, I don't think maybe we should go to the camp today." And Dad said, "They'll find me." And sure enough, like that afternoon, somebody called him and said, "Hey, you need to get to the hospital." We lived on Rainbow Drive by Lake Springfield for my first 3 years, and then in 1977 we moved to Godfrey.
What was your house address number in Godfrey?
1707. Dad.
I actually have something related to the basketball stuff. Hold on, I just found it last night.
Oh boy.
Hold on. Talk to them.
Go Cyclones, Iowa is known as a place to grow back. Do you grow anything on campus? Ah! Uh-oh. While he's monkeying around, Dad was a teacher and a coach at Divernon and Rochester. And then in the summer, he always had many jobs, several jobs. He worked for Brown's Chicken in Springfield. And then he decided he wanted to open up a franchise of Brown's Chicken. They looked around and he thought down by St. Louis was good, so that's why we moved to Alton, Illinois. At the time, it was about 40,000 people, pretty good sized town. And he opened up Brown's Chicken.
Rin was napping, so I had to wake her up.
Is it the pig?
No. So this is his old business card.
Divernon Junior Senior High School, education for today and tomorrow. Yes, he was a high school history teacher, social studies, geography. The second time around, he had 2 stints as a teacher. The second time around, he worked at the middle school. Well, it was consolidated. It was middle school and high school together, but he taught middle school. Strike. The second time around, which was started in 1990 until 2011, so for 21 years, Divernon was they had elementary through high school. Each class was like 25 kids. And he taught high school, and then at some point in time they consolidated with Auburn, and then he just had middle school. Yes, that was his information.
Driver's license. Old driver's license.
My dad's driver's license. He was issued this January the 2nd, 2008, because his birthday was the 3rd. Dad lived illegally. His address says 1707 Cordell Court for his whole life since we moved down there, but he lived in Springfield for a lot of that time. So he was a bandit. He was an outlaw.
Mm-hmm. This is, I assume, like his ID card or something?
That's probably his ID card.
Yeah.
That's my dad.
Found some cool gems in an old box.
He did. Dad gave Graham many artifacts to hang on to, and he did.
All right.
What I was saying while you were getting those was the reason we moved to Alton was Dad decided he wanted to, in the summers when he was not teaching, he always had a job or two. He worked at Sears, he sold lawnmowers, he poured concrete, he worked in a prefabricated concrete plant in Springfield, and then for a couple of years he worked at a Brown's Chicken, and the guy that he worked for said, "Hey Bob, you should own your own franchise and go somewhere and open up a Brown's." So he went to Alton and opened Brown's Chicken. August of 1977.
So tell me more about your childhood in relation to Brown's Chicken. How was it? What was that like?
Well, I was 3 years old when we opened. I was always down there. Kevin would have been 12 when we opened. We were always there. I seriously got my first paycheck when I was 8 years old, 1982, for like $160, which I spent on baseball cards and toys and donuts down at the donut shop. There was a donuts shop in the strip mall next to us.
Wow.
If I'd held on to just like half that money and invested, we would not be sitting here right now. We'd be living on a beach somewhere.
Probably.
Shame.
Shame on you.
It is. I feel terrible. I'm not even joking about that. If I would held on to half of the money that I made from the time I was 8 until 16 and put half of it in some kind of thing, we'd be doing okay right now. But yes, we were always around. I was always doing something. You walked up to the counter and you ordered. There was a big dining room. My job was to go around and pick up people's trays. Like when we took the food out to people, they'd be on trays.
Mm-hmm.
My job was to go around, pick up the trays, clean the tables. I bussed the tables after they were done. We did catering. I helped Dad cater 1,000 times. I was always getting into trouble. I once took a pencil and went down the hallway in the bathrooms and like drew pencil all across the walls, and I don't think I got beaten, but I should have gotten beaten. And I was like, it wasn't me. Dad was like, bullshit, I know that was you, you little shit.
What was your consequence instead of getting beat?
I got yelled at.
Of course.
Well, I never fessed up to it, so like
You just never.
they could never
gave in.
they could never like officially penalize me because I would never fess up to it. I almost set the restaurant on fire. I was a pyro for a short time. Matches, lighters. So I was in the back of the restaurant, and behind the cookers was where we had the soda machines, where you put the soda syrup and you connected the tubes to run underground up the soda fountain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm back there, and we used to have these paper hats that the cooks would put on their head, so like when they cooked.
Yeah.
And I was setting these hats on fire. So I'm back in this little cubby hole, like trying to be sneaky, burning these hats. And Dad comes back there, and I'm like holding this flaming hat behind my back. And like flames were probably shooting above my head. And Dad was like, "What are you doing?" "Nothing." Oh, what's that burning piece of paper you have in your hand? I didn't do nothing.
Oh my god.
I was constantly getting into trouble. But I was there all the time. What are you going to do? You're a kid. You're a 5-6-year-old kid. What are you going to do?
So were you the troublemaker sibling of the three of you? I hear he's usually the middle child. So.
I would say Sean was a troublemaker. When I was a kid, I think I did get in quite a bit of trouble. Mom, Dad swatted me once with the watermelon incident.
Do you want to share with them the watermelon incident?
Sure. I can't, it's better when it's at the house.
That's true.
So I'm like 5-6 years old, and Mom goes to the grocery store. She goes to the National Grocery Store, which is now Schnucks. She comes home. We're carrying groceries in. There's this huge watermelon. Somebody else brought it in. Mom, Dad, Kevin, I don't know. And they set it up on the counter by the fridge. And I don't know what the deal was, but I could not help myself from touching that watermelon. And Dad said, "Don't you dare touch that watermelon." And they went outside, and the next thing I know, I picked up that watermelon. And it was huge. It was like a 20-pound watermelon, and I was carrying it in my little arms, and I dropped it right there in the linoleum in the kitchen floor. Dad came in and grabbed that butter churn, said, "Bend over," and he bent over, and he swatted me on the ass with that butter, and I went flying across the room. To me, it felt like I was flying. It's probably like 3 feet.
Wow.
And then one time, Mom swatted me with a fly swatter. We had a cookie jar that was it looked like a chicken, but it was a cookie jar on top of the fridge. And Mom had bought cookies and put them in that cookie jar. She put them up there so we couldn't get them all the time because Sean was diabetic. She didn't want to get in the cookies all the time. But I would climb up on the counter and then reach up and take the lid off and put my hand in there and grab cookies. Sean set me up. Mom was upstairs. And he says, "Ryan, give me some cookies." So I just got up there to get the cookies.
Mm-hmm.
And he's standing at the bottom of the stairs. "Mom, Ryan's in the cookie jar." He's the one that told me to get the cookies.
Yeah.
She comes down there, and she must have been fighting flies because she had a fly swatter in her hand. And she came over there, and I jumped down off the counter, and I tried to run away, and she grabbed me and she didn't hurt me. It was just like one of those stupid plastic fly swatters.
Yeah. Wow.
That's the only 2 times that I think I got it, and I deserved it. I deserved it.
You did have some questions in there.
I did?
Yeah, wait, hold on, let me pull them up.
Oh, I want to hear, you can only go back so far on that. On that one, you can go back. But, I see, Norm is saying go inside. Oh, Norm said something funny there. He wants to know, do you grow anything on campus, Graham?
I don't feel like that'd be appropriate to say on the stream.
No, Norm. Graham does not grow things extracurricularly in his apartment.
In my apartment, I mean, we have that plant though. Can I show him the plant?
Oh, sure. I told Marin to meet Bob. They brought a plant home.
Marin found this plant. I don't want to distract you from the stream too much, but Marin brought this plant home from work one day. It was just sitting in her work, and so we put it in this water bottle. Now we have it, and it's growing. And she named it something from a Tool song. If you guys know Tool, I hope you don't.
They probably don't know Tool.
It's named after a Tool song. Okay. Did you answer any questions?
Sharon, I think Emily asked about where WRGH came from.
That's a good question.
Honestly, Emily, to answer your question, I've always loved music, obviously. Kevin actually was going to go be a DJ. He never went, but he actually went to a couple colleges there in St. Louis that had broadcasting programs and was thinking about being a DJ. I don't know. I just love music. There was a couple shows that I really liked when I was younger. Northern Exposure. There was a character it was like a local DJ for the small town. He read poetry. He played music. He was kind of like the cool guy of the town. So I like that idea. Robin Williams in Good Morning Vietnam. Really, the idea came from Kevin's got a buddy that started a radio-based, internet-based radio station called Trop Rock. This is like 10 years ago. And that's what he does. Like now, that's his job. Like he does his radio, he goes to bars, he like broadcasts live bands that are playing. He gets a lot of advertising through there. So once he brought that up, I was like, so that's always been in the back of my head. I tried a couple years ago and didn't succeed very well, so Graham's the one that figured it out. So as many people have said, thanks to Graham for putting it together. I couldn't have done it on my own. I didn't have the brains or the wherewithal, the technological skills to do it. What are you rambling about? Hello, Missy Nolan. Missy, you missed it. I was just telling stories about me being a kid and being a shithead down at the restaurant. Missy used to work at the restaurant. Why don't you pursue your journalist career online?
Good question.
Okay. This is a good question.
This is a very good question.
Alice, I have 3 big regrets in life. 2 of which I can talk about publicly. And the third is not what some people may think it is. Can you speak louder? I can vouch. He tells no lies. Missy, you missed it. She would know exactly what I was talking about. Missy, when I was like 3 years old, 4 or 5 maybe, I was a pyro for a short time. I loved matches and lighters. I damn near caught the house on fire when I was a kid. At the restaurant, we had these paper hats that the cooks used to wear before your time. And I would go in the back and I would set these hats on fire and just watch them burn and stomp them out, I guess. And at some point in time, I'm back there by the soda machines and I've got a paper hat that's on fire, and Dad must have smelled smoke, and he came back there and I saw him and I put the hat behind my back and like flames are leaping over my head from the hat. And he's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, I'm not doing anything. Nothing to see here."
Wow.
I have 3 big regrets in life, one of which was not spending more time with my grandparents when I was a teenager, because I was a typical teenage shithead. My second biggest regret in life, I was offered not a scholarship, internship.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Eastern in 93, I graduated in 97 with a bachelor's degree in history. I was going to teach. I took all my teaching stuff except for my methods class, and I would have done my student teaching, and I would have had my license. I think I wanted to be a teacher because that's what Dad did. But I got to a point and I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. So I decided I'm not teaching. Eastern had a daily newspaper, a big journalism department. Several famous people have gone through Eastern's journalism program.
Mm-hmm.
So I started writing for the Daily Eastern News. I was covered a murder case in Charleston, which is the county seat of Coles County.
Wow.
I covered local politics. I covered the city council. I covered the student board or whatever it was called for a year. And Dad's good friend David Reed was the head of the journalism department. I applied for a internship. I was offered the internship. I would have been writing for the Chicago Tribune, covering Illinois politics in Springfield, and I could have lived at the house. And I turned it down. I was worried about money because it wasn't paid. I was worried about how to pay my bills. I was an idiot. So, Alice, to answer your question, there you go. I do. I write for fun. Did Graham attend any events at the Hilton Coliseum? I went to ISU hoops games, ISU wrestling, all sorts of cross country. Graham and I no, Marin didn't go. Graham and I went to
The basketball game?
the basketball game at the, is that the Hilton Coliseum?
Yeah, that's the basketball.
We went to a basketball game. Me and Graham and Marin went to see David Sedaris speak at it wasn't in the Coliseum.
It was right next to it. It's the auditorium theater next to it.
Yep. What does Graham... Eastern Illinois was a D2 power in cross country back in the late 70s. Norm, I've told this story before, but Eastern had a hellacious football program. They produced 5 NFL head coaches. Tony Romo came from Eastern.
Tony Romo!
And Garoppolo. Mike
Jimmy
Shanahan. Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh, okay.
Mike Shanahan was a coach. Mike Tice was a coach. At one point in time, there was like 5 NFL coaches that were from Eastern. Alice, journal or stories? Alice, my blog is kind of like my artistic outlet that I use to get it out. He has a blog he shares frequently.
Yeah.
Alice, for those of you that don't know, and Kevin Farrell wants to interview me, but he wants to do more like Bruce stuff, radio stuff, E Street Radio, my blog, more music Bruce stuff. This is just for us to share as a family.
Yeah.
For posterity purposes. I feel like I'm jinxing myself.
Keep saying posterity purposes.
Well, I just want people to know that this is just...
What is that? What does posterity mean?
After the fact, like for posterity, like you want it solidified that you can go back later and look at it. For posterity, like after you're gone, post.
Oh, okay. Okay.
After I'm dead.
Death, that was a big word.
Post. Posterity.
Post-mortem.
Post-mortem. I feel like I'm jinxing myself. We interviewed Dad.
I know. I was kind of nervous to do this. That's why I pushed it back. I was like, oh no.
Claudia, did you play any sports growing up? Good question, Claudia. Dad started taking us to play golf. Kevin is a really good golfer. Graham's a good golfer. Kevin played on the high school team. Dad took us to start playing golf when I was about 5. I played golf. I played racquetball. I was really good at racquetball. I got really good at racquetball, especially in college. I played 1 year. I played baseball. I played Little League growing up. I played 1 year of freshman baseball, and that was it. And then I had other interests in high school.
What was that?
I don't know how much of this I want to share or can share. I don't know how much of this is... Do you know anything? Have I told you any of this?
I think so.
What I may or may not have been doing in high school?
Yeah. We don't have to talk about that. It's okay.
I'll just say this. I had a girlfriend.
Yes.
That I shouldn't have had.
Yes.
And I basically went to school. This is a big thing about the difference between, like... I had 550 kids in my class. So we had 2,500 kids in the school. It's easy to get lost and just go to class and not be a part of anything and nobody pays attention.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like a ghost.
He was skipping school.
No, I did not skip school. I finished in my top 10% of my class. I was number 48 out of 550 kids. I had like a 3.8 grade point average. I did not skip school. I left school immediately afterwards to go spend time with people.
Yeah.
So yes.
Okay. Let's just move on.
Let's move on. That's for another discussion.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about some other time.
We covered a lot of the questions I had. Childhood, first job.
Tell us about your childhood. Let's do a Dr. Phil moment here. Tell us about your childhood.
I think
was somebody mean to you?
That's a good question.
Did you play an instrument in school? No, Sharon, I did not. I was in choir. I was in choir through like 3rd grade through like 8th grade. I was a terrible singer, obviously, as you know. No, I did not play any musical instrument. I was awful. I can't read sheet music. I can't play any sheet music. Kim bought me a guitar. She bought me guitar lessons. I tried, but you got to spend all kinds of time. Poor Graham and Rory had to go sit outside the room for half an hour many times. I wish I had some musical capability, but I had none. You didn't. Oh, Graham played the bass. I want to tell this story. Graham was in like 6th grade, and a friend of his, what was his name?
Trey.
No. Well, Trey and Nathan?
Maybe Nathan.
Cabral. Nathaniel. He comes home one day and he says, "Hey, I want to play in the band." I was like, "Oh, that's good. What do you want to play?" "I want to play the bass." And I was like, "Dude, you're going to get tired of this after about a week. You literally have to lug it back and forth from home to school every day." "Oh, no, it'll be great. My buddy Trey and Nathaniel, they play the bass. I want to play the bass." We get him a bass. About a week in, "I don't think I want to play the bass." "Nope. You're playing the bass. I don't care. You're finishing out the year. I tried to tell you. You wanted it your way. Too bad."
I play the bass.
Boom, 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 boom. Kevin. "Oh, hey. Did you? No, wait, that wasn't you. Sorry." Kevin is here. "Did you have a girlfriend in high school? Did you go to your high school proms?" Carol, those are heavy questions that are kind of tied in with all of this.
Yeah, we can't talk about that. It's redacted.
I told Graham there was a couple topics that he could not ask me about that he's fine with. I didn't say anything about this one. I'll just say it's complicated. I kind of had a girlfriend in high school. I kind of didn't have a girlfriend in high school. I shouldn't have had a girlfriend in high school. I went to one prom. I went my senior year, and I took a girl that worked at the restaurant.
Yeah.
When did you start doing the Elvis thing?
Yeah.
How did you get into insurance?
Good questions.
We talked about this today. A lot of us just kind of fall into something because we need a job. I moved up here in 2000 from Alton to Wheaton, where my ex-wife lived at the time. We lived together. I came up here. I needed a job. I worked at Anderson Consulting. Anderson Accounting. Anderson Consulting had a facility in St. Charles. I worked there for about 3 months. And then I was looking for a job. I saw a job for Farmers Insurance that was close to where we lived. I put in for it. And here I am 25 years later, paying the bills.
Time flies when you're having fun, right?
No, you didn't. Somebody else asked something.
When did you start doing the Elvis thing?
Okay, so maybe it's time I need to bust that out at some point in time. I think I've shown that before. It's actually on YouTube. Okay, so back in middle school, I went to West. Okay, so my schools, just so you guys know, I thought about this earlier. My schools were Irving Elementary. Ron Federchek was my principal. Ooh, I got in trouble in 2nd grade at Irving. My principal was Mr. Federchek, who was actually a fraternity brother of Dad's. I went to Gilson Brown, which is a school right by the house. I went to West Middle School. I went to Alton High School. In middle school, there was a talent show, and it was called Putting on the Hits. Graham, back in the day, there was no The Voice, America's Got Talent. There was something called Putting on the Hits.
Really?
Where I think you lip-synced to it and did something.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, in 6th grade, me and a guy named Billy Connors did the Blues Brothers. In 7th grade, I decided to do Elvis and Jailhouse Rock. Developed that totally on my own. I was a very shy kid, which these people won't believe, but it's true.
He's a very shy person.
I choreographed the whole thing. I did the whole thing. I tried out. I came out and I did my Elvis thing, and the house went nuts. And anybody that's watching from Alton High School can tell you this. I'm not making this up. The whole place went nuts. And for the first time in my life, I had 500 people cheering for me. Probably one of the biggest adrenaline rushes of my life. That was in 1988, I think. So I was 14.
Wow.
And I dusted them off every once in a while since then.
He tried to get me to do that too. And I did it. I didn't. You had me do an Elvis thing.
Well, Kevin wanted, back in 4th grade for Mrs. Lewis, you were supposed to do like a celebrity bio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
you
did
were
Elvis.
You
I was
were.
Elvis.
He had
Isn't there a
jumps-
video somewhere?
There is. He was in his jumpsuit. He had the cape on. He came out and lip synced to a song. Gave his report. Kevin wanted you to do, like, we'd have 3 different Elvises: him, me, and you.
Oh, we were gonna do all of us.
Yes.
Oh shit.
But you said no.
That was a good call.
That was a good call.
That was
That's
a good
fine.
call.
I
You
couldn't.
and Graham.
I couldn't argue with that.
Yeah,
That's a lot of pressure.
that's a lot of pressure.
That is a lot of pressure. No, you didn't. You said it 3 times.
Said a good curse on us.
Anything else?
I have more questions. I thought you were like there. Okay. If you went back to college,
Yes. Good
2
question.
questions. It's
Yes.
2-parters.
I wouldn't have gone back to. I wouldn't go to Eastern. I'll tell you that.
Where would you go if you could pick? Let's say, within reason.
I had, like I said, I'm not like gloating or arrogant. I had really good grades. I was a really good student. It wasn't easy for me. I had to spend a lot of time doing homework, reading. It was hard work, but I got good grades. Dad took me and Sean and Kevin to go see an Eastern homecoming game when I was like 10, 12, something like that. Like, I don't know what it was, but like, I just loved the campus, the buildings. I don't know what it was, but I was like, I'm going to Eastern. So from like the time I was 12 years old until the time I went, that's where I was going.
Wow.
I don't know why. And Mom and Dad never like said anything otherwise. Like, hey, maybe you should consider this. Maybe you should consider that. What did Kevin say? State pen. That's what our grandpa would say. Our grandpa bar. Oh, I want to go back up after we're done with the school question. What time have we got?
8:40.
We got 20 minutes up. With the grades I had, I could have easily gone to U of I. I could have gone to a lot of different schools. I don't know if it would have made a difference. I don't know like what I would have done differently, but if I could go back in time, I would have gone somewhere else besides Eastern.
Would you have gone further away from home this next time around, or would you have stayed nearby? Eastern's kind of close.
Eastern was like 2 hours and 15-minute drive, and I came back quite a bit. I don't think I would have been opposed to going to like a school in Missouri or Indiana or. In hindsight, maybe I'd say U of I. That would have seemed reasonable to me at the time because it wasn't that much further than Eastern.
University of Illinois. There you go. And the second part to this question
Yes.
is what would you have studied?
What would I have studied?
Mm-hmm.
I loved reading. In high school, we had this English. He was great, Mr. Klein, John Klein, fantastic teacher. I had him for English, composition, literature. He's probably my favorite teacher of all time. I love to read. I love to write. I probably should have been like an English major. Been a writer of some sort.
So yeah, falls into that.
Somebody asked, Sharon, I did. Eastern Illinois had one of the few daily college newspapers at the time. The dean of the journalism department was a good friend of my dad's, John David Reed. I did write for them for a year. I actually got I'm just now thinking of this. So I was writing for the paper. And they had like different editors that were in charge of like certain sections. The sports editor, the campus editor, the local Charleston editor. I applied for one of the editor jobs and I got it. And they gave me the job and then I was like, no thanks, I don't want to do this. So 2 big regrets there. However, the mitigating factor was I was a full-time student, and you know this. As a full-time student, like it's pretty hard to have a job that takes more than 10, 15 hours a week.
Yeah.
I was delivering papers. My favorite job, that's one thing you could ask me about, like all the jobs I've had in my life. My favorite job of all time.
I didn't get to ask me the question. Let me ask the question first.
No, I want to tell you this, and then you can ask me the question.
You just said what the answer is.
No, I want you to ask me about all the jobs I've had.
Okay.
My favorite job of all time was I delivered the newspaper, the Chicago Tribune, around campus.
Mm-hmm.
We got the Tribune delivered from the press in Champaign. I would go and we'd have 300 papers, and I had to divide them up, and I'd have to bundle them up with string, and I'd put them in the car, and I'd drive around campus, and I'd go to all the dorms. It was like I had to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'd be out the door by 6. I'd be done by 7:30. I'd be eating breakfast by 8. I'd be in class by 9 o'clock. So I was working like 15, 20 hours a week. So I get this job. I'm like a student. I'm working at the paper, and I'm delivering papers. I couldn't do it. Like, I shouldn't put in for the job, but I was an asshole for even putting in for it. I didn't know I was going to turn it down until it was after the fact. So I was an idiot. But as I talk to other people that are actually in the journalism field, like, papers have really, papers don't exist now the way they used to. Like, the Tribune is still there, the New York Times, Wall Street Journal. There are papers, but they're not like there was back then. So if I had gotten into journalism, maybe I would have been there for 10 years and got fired. Who knows? The job I have now, I can't complain. Gives me some flexibility.
Travel?
Gave me and your mom a lot of flexibility for years while you guys were kids. We were here all the time.
Yeah.
Not many kids had that. Okay, so you want to hear all my jobs?
I do. I gotta pause for a second though.
Oh, okay.
He's
pausing.
I really gotta, number one. So.
Carol, did I get paid for writing for the paper? No. Are you going to the bathroom or are you getting something?
Going to the bathroom.
Carol, no, we did not get paid. We were unpaid staffers at the paper. I got paid for delivering newspapers. I don't even know what I got paid. See, Dad could tell you that. Back in 1956, when I started working at the Burger King, I was paid 25 cents an hour. I made $10 a week. I don't know those numbers. Carol, we do have our coffee breaks. We have our music breaks. We have our trivia breaks. Now you got to add the bathroom breaks. Courtesy of Graham. See, this is very weird for me to be on the other end. I'm always interviewing people. I'm not a good interview subject.
Why not? You're doing good.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Talk amongst ourselves about what?
Okay, so my jobs were, I worked at the restaurant. I was on the yearbook staff at the Alton High School, but we didn't get paid, but I worked at the yearbook. My senior, this is a good thing. I don't know if I've talked about this much. My senior year of high school, my second semester, my last semester, I didn't go to school. I was in something called the Illinois Governmental Internship Program, IGIP. IGIP. It was a internship where you went up to Springfield and you worked for one of the departments of the government for your semester, and that was like your school. So 4 days a week I worked for the Illinois Department of Education at the ISIS building, I think, downtown by the Capitol. And then the 5th day we would get together. We had to write a report every week. So we'd like present our reports. We'd get together. We'd have speakers come in. We'd hang out. The idea was people from all over the state, Chicago, burbs, downstate, and you were supposed to live with like an adopted family for the semester. Well, I stayed with Grandpa and I stayed with the Murphys down in Diverne, and then on weekends I'd go back and work at the restaurant and whatever. So that was my last semester in high school. So I actually only went to high school for 3.5 years. And I took no foreign language, which is why I barely passed Spanish at Eastern with the help of your mom. Otherwise, I'd have been up shit creek.
Yeah.
I barely squeaked by with the C's, and that was with your mom helping me. It was no good. I should have just taken 2 semesters of foreign language. Just like you. You didn't take any foreign language, and now you're taking French.
I mean, I don't know if Kish had foreign language programs. I mean, they had like English as a second language, but.
What are you talking about? A Sycamore?
Oh, I thought you meant when I went to Kish.
No. When you were in Sycamore.
Oh, yeah.
You could have taken. What do they have?
I did 2 years.
You did?
Yeah.
So why are you taking French now? I thought that was
Because
all
you need 3 years.
Oh.
I did 2 in like.
What did they have
a
at
quarter.
Sycamore? Spanish? French?
They had Spanish,
German?
French. I don't think it was German. Maybe it was. No, you didn't.
It may have just been Spanish or French.
Yeah.
No,
it was
you didn't.
French. Yeah, thanks.
More beer. Hey, Norm,
More beer.
he's legal.
More beer.
He had his first legal drink. No, I take that back. He had okay. Sorry. Strike. On Sunday, we went and had a nice dinner at the Elwood House.
Yep.
He ordered an espresso
Martini,
which was no good. That was his first legal drink in the United States. His first legal drink, was in Paris, in Milan.
Actually, it was on the flight to London because
They offered him alcohol on the plane to London.
Because it was a British Airways flight, the British, age laws.
So we don't know if it's the whole European Union, but in England, France, and Italy, 18, right?
It's 18.
So yes, I got to enjoy the first legal drink in the United States with Graham on Sunday night. And then Monday, he had another espresso martini that was actually good, right? The beans were sitting on top of the...
Yes. So the first espresso martini we got, they didn't put egg white in there to get the foam. And they also didn't have espresso beans in there. And I was like, how do I know it's an espresso martini if there's no espresso beans in there? And I think what they did is they took like instant coffee and put it in there and just hoped that it would be fine. Because it didn't taste like espresso anyway. It tasted like a coffee. So it was nasty. So the
one he had on Monday was very good.
Yes, it was very good.
I had the first legal beer with Star earlier this summer. Nice. Norm! How's it hanging, Norm?
Beer Norm?
Norm from Cheers. I've known Norm for a long time. He used to call in the gym show, and I'd see his name, and I'd do the set list.
Yeah.
Graham used to help me out with the set list.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, Norm! And I'd put a meme of Norm from Cheers on there. That's how I know Norm. Norm!
Just from that.
How's it going?
Are a lot of these people that are, fans of the show, are they also from, like, E Street? Like, when you're doing the set lists and all the stuff? And
Norm, yes. Most of the people that do the morning stream are people that I've met in the last couple of years from the concert streams.
Oh, okay.
I mean, a lot of people I have on here are people I've known for a long time.
Right.
But most of the people that do the morning stream are ones that I've known from the last couple of years.
Norm!
Put enough alcohol in a coffee, and I'd consider drinking my first coffee. Graham drinks coffee. He likes his black. He likes instant coffee.
Instant coffee for the convenience. If I can have a drip espresso, that's really nice. That's why being in France was so cool.
Okay, I'm not kidding you. When I was a kid, Dad drank coffee all the time. My grandma, Hilligoss, drank coffee all the time. She'd come in the restaurant. They would come out twice a year for a month at a time. They'd come down to the restaurant all the time. First time I'd ever seen this. She'd pour herself a cup of coffee, and she'd get ice out of the soda machine, put it in the coffee, and I was like, why is she doing that? Well, she was cooling it down so she could drink it. Pretty good idea, right?
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Dad drank coffee all the time. First time I ever drank coffee, I was in that Illinois governmental internship program. I was so tired. I was literally falling asleep in a meeting. So I went and got coffee because I needed something to stay awake. So from the time of 18 on, I've been drinking coffee ever since. A lot of coffee. What about having K? Yeah, why do you prefer the instant versus the K-cup?
I guess the portion size is easier to control. So if I want my coffee a little stronger or a little lighter, like a K-cup is just going to be the same strength. Or else you got to buy a whole nother box of K-cups. You want the mild roast, you want the more intense roast, you want the it's going to hurt
and you're
roast.
being environmentally friendly. you're not producing the plastic cup. You would think with all the technology and recycling that we have, they'd be able to make those things out of something besides just plastic.
It's not economically advantageous to them.
I know that, but charge whatever you need to, so you're not wasting all the
Don't
plastic.
charge me anything more.
Coffee.
Dang.
Kevin has never. I'll say this: Kevin, Aunt Mary, because of me, drank coffee one time. We were at her house in Edgewood, and she's like, "Well, I guess I'll try it." Grandma drank coffee all the time, so I'm sure she drank it. But one time when I was there on a weekend, you guys were there. She's like, "I'll try coffee," and she like took one sip. She's like, "Bleh." Mom did not drink coffee. Our grandmother Bar drank coffee. That's what I wanted to say. So, Dad and Mom, Kevin and Sean, my grandparents were Hubert Barr and Ivy White Barr. Iva, they called her Ivy Barr. Letha Cook Hilligoss and Robert Samuel Hilligoss. My uncle, Dad had Uncle Ron, Uncle Rick, Aunt Ruth, and then my mom had Aunt Glenda. Cousin Aaron, Cousin Joel from Rick. Ronnie had no kids, Ruth had no kids.
Mary was a Coke fan.
Oh, Mary was she was. We were talking about my Aunt Mary, she was my double aunt. Two brothers married two sisters. Do you know this?
Mm-mm.
Aunt Mary was my double aunt. She and my grandma were sisters.
Mm-hmm.
And they married brothers. It's not a weird thing. It's just two sisters married two brothers so she was my double aunt.
Okay.
There's nothing weird about it. It's just the fact that, like, she would have been my aunt either way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah.
We're talking about my Aunt Mary.
Okay.
Called in a bunch of times and co-hosted a tour show. They have reusable pods, and now I'm seeing reusable rings. Irina, I know what you're talking about. I've seen those too. Iva Renee. My grandma Bar's name was Iva Renee. Iva Renee White Bar. Bev says she knows me from the E Street Nation show, the old E Street Nation show, and Wild and Unison. What else? Time is ticking.
Oh, we got maybe time for one more question.
One more question.
Okay, this is actually my last question on the list.
Okay, so then we're good.
What is your favorite book of all time? Has to be one.
I will answer your question, but I'm gonna
peruse around.
I'm gonna do a Bob here.
Okay.
I'll just tell you my favorite authors.
Mm-hmm.
Larry McMurtry, who wrote Terms of Endearment, which is where his name comes from. He wrote The Last Picture Show. He wrote Lonesome Dove. He wrote tons of books. Larry McMurtry, Kurt Vonnegut, Philip Roth, Sedaris. Man, I read a lot of books and a lot of authors, but those are my favorite authors that I read everything that they wrote. Carl Hyacin, I read that guy named Carl Hyacin, but that's like comedy. There's Elgin. Graham asked me earlier. It went off, and he said, "Is that the clock from Grandpa's house?" And I was like, "Yes, it is." Do you know where that clock came from?
No.
My grandfather Barr had that at his house in Springfield for years. So when he passed away, Mom took it down to our house. Now I have it. So it's a third generation clock. But made by the Elgin Clock Company, which was actually based in Elgin. It's no longer there. Somebody has to. Rory will take it.
Yeah, she will. What's your favorite book?
I'm building up to
of all
it.
time?
I'm telling you.
Of all time. One book.
If I had to pick one book, probably Catcher in the Rye. It's the one book I've read like multiple times. There's a few books I've read a couple times, but Catcher in the Rye is one book I've read many times.
Could you give us a starting 5 of books?
Ooh. The Last Picture Show.
Who's that by?
McMurtry.
McMurtry.
Number 4 would probably be another McMurtry book called Dwayne's Depressed, which is like, so he wrote this book called The Last Picture Show about these kids in high school. And then he wrote like 4 other books in this series.
Okay.
There's one called Dwayne's Depressed. It's really good. Slaughterhouse 5. Catcher.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was an Elvis biography called Last Train to Memphis. It's really good. Those are my top 5.
Wow.
I've read a lot of people, but I've read like one book.
Mm-hmm.
One book. Keith Friedman, he's another one. But those are like not true detective, comedic books, so it's not like heavy stuff. There's a couple authors I've read like every book, every word they've ever written. Anything else? Dr. Seuss. I will
Great
not eat,
author, Kevin.
I will not eat green eggs and ham. I will not eat them, Sam. I am. Do you know what Dr. Seuss's real name is?
Mm-mm.
Ted Geisel. Theodore Geisel. Dr. Seuss. You know why he called himself Dr. Seuss?
Why is that?
His name is Theodore Geisel. His mom wanted him to be a veterinarian. For real. They pushed him for years to be a vet.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's got a lot of animals in his books.
Right.
He wanted to be a cartoonist. He wanted to draw. His first real job was he drew political cartoons for newspapers.
Okay.
Ted Geisel, Dr. Seuss. Green Eggs and Hamlet.
Yeah. What about the classics? Like, you gave me Vonnegut. Like, if you were to just, if you were to be in the Penguin Classics section of the library.
See, like I'm a modern literature person. I'm not.
No contemporaries.
There's a guy named Jonathan Franzen who I really like. Dennis Johnson. Like going back, you talk about like Dickens, Shakespeare, O'Neill. Like, what are you talking about?
Dickens era is nice. Hemingway.
Hemingway's good. No question. Hemingway's. If
I thought Hemingway was one of your favorites.
Did you read A Quiet, Well-Lit Place?
No.
It's about him being in France.
I don't think it's that one.
I sent it to you. It's just a short story.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
He's basically talking about being in a cafe
Mm-hmm.
in Paris. And the way he writes, it's simple. It's not simple in any way. It reads as simple, but it's not. It's not even but simple. I like Hemingway.
Okay. I thought Hemingway was one of your favorites. So
I've read quite a few of his things, but it's not something I go to all the time. Hello, lady friend.
Hi.
your flashlight's on, by the way.
I wonder what was going on.
Thank you.
All right. Well, yes, Mary Oliver, yes. Anything else?
We're gonna have to do it again now that I have better parameters.
Okay.
I'll have some better questions.
Think of some better questions.
Make it a series.
This is the thing with me. It's like it's all in my head.
I know.
But unless we're talking about something or I think about something, like it's all there.
There's no trigger for the memory.
Right. I gotta have a what do they call that? A trigger, a flashpoint, a reminder.
Flashback.
Tons of stories. I want to have Kevin on here sometime. Maybe next time we'll do me and Kevin.
Do you and Kevin?
But you're the moderator.
Oh.
It's not me and Kevin. You're the moderator. You're asking me and Kevin questions.
Okay. On Thanksgiving break. Let's do it.
All right.
Deal.
All right. Anything else? Anybody else have any questions? If not, we are out of here. Graham has a hot date. Marin, did you know that Graham has a hot date tomorrow
Oh yeah.
with another woman?
Oh yeah. It's gonna hurt too.
She's gonna hurt a lot. Shut up! So sick of you! No! Dude, relax. Can we give you an Ambien or something?
Oh my god, what a way to end it. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining. Hot.
Did you finish getting it?
Should I give you more time?
What a
No,
way
no,
to
you're
end it.
good.
Was me imitating Grandpa what triggered him just now?
I think so.
Oh my god.
Sika would not like. Yeah.
Graham, state your name.
Graham.
Yes.
Graham Hilligoss.
Your full name.
Graham Ronald Hilligoss.
You're named after.
Ronald Reagan.
Wrong. Wrong. You're named after your uncle Ronald.
Yes, I know that.
I told you the other day you were born. What hospital were you born at?
Oh, shit.
Mercy.
Mercy!
And who is your doctor? Dr. Motika.
Motika.
And
Yeah, how am I supposed to remember that?
What was she eating right before?
Ham sandwich.
She was eating the ham sandwich and wearing high heel shoes as she walked down the hallway to go into the operating room. Hey, how you doing? I gotta finish my sandwich. Okay, I'll see you in a few minutes.
That's crazy.
All right, we're out of here. Have a good night. I'll see everybody on Friday.